with an impressive debut here on WCW Saturday Night.
Before Triple H was a 14-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, crowned King of the Ring in '97, and inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame in 2015.
You weren't invited. What are you doing out here?
This is the kind of reception I get from you after all these years.
Before he pummeled The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair, The Undertaker, and even the boss Vince McMahon. Then pulled the ultimate finishing move and married his daughter Stephanie McMahon.
When we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history.
Before expanding his net worth to an estimated $25 million with a successful career outside the ring, landing roles in TV and film.
Broke my arm.
Before Triple H became the newest target for Seth Rollins, who plans to take out Kevin Owens, then him on his path to retribution.
I want Triple H.
Triple H started packing on the beef when he was just 14 years young, and even though he made it into pro wrestling early on, it's taken years of perseverance for him to become a star. Constantly underestimated and cast as obnoxious, posh characters, H was not the most popular guy amongst his colleagues, and it would take a mistake that almost ended his career to turn it all around. What's going on, guys? My name is Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Triple H prior to fame, here for you on Before They Are Famous. We've done videos on other wrestling titans like The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. Be sure to check those out, but in the meantime, let me know who's next in the comments down below. CM Punk, we did him too.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And as of late, we have had the privilege, if you will, of attempting to speak to Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Paul Michael Levesque was born on July 27, 1969 in Nashua, New Hampshire. He fell in love with wrestling after watching his first match when he was just 5 years young. He started lifting weight at the age of 14. He joined the basketball and baseball teams while attending Nashua South High School. After graduating in '87, he began entering bodybuilding competitions and won Mr. Teenage New Hampshire, which sounds more like a beauty pageant than a muscle show. His new title must have looked good on his resume because he was accepted into art school and got a job managing the prestigious Gold's Gym. While working there, he got a chance to meet the world's top powerlifter, Ted Arcidi, who was working with the WWE at the time. Paul hounded him to hook him up with his trainer, the legendary Killer Kowalski, and after turning him down a bunch of times, Ted finally buckled. Paul met Kowalski and enrolled at a school in Massachusetts, along with future pros Perry Saturn and his Lady China. I can only imagine the training those two did after hours. Woo! Yeesh. He made his debut a few months later in the IWF, channeling his inner Ric Flair and going as the villain Terror Rising. Standing 6'4" and at 250 pounds, Terror was a fast rising star in the ring, taking down Mad Dog Richard to win the heavyweight championship. After a quick run in the indies, he signed a one-year contract with the WCW and was cast as the snobby French-Canadian named Jean-Paul Levesque.
They fall to the ground, they fall to their knees in awe of Jean-Paul.
Wait, was that Italian or French? Either way, Paul put on his best accent and teamed up with Lord Stephen Regal, the British aristocrat. Needless to say, they weren't fan favorites and Paul didn't want to stay in a tag team forever. In 1995, he asked the league to let him fight on his own, but they turned him down. Paul decided to leave the WCW, opting instead to fight for the WWF, who were willing to give him a chance as a standalone fighter. But it cost him, literally. Paul would be getting less money, working more days, and would once again have to play a douchebag snob. That sucks. Now, I don't know why he kept falling into these roles. They must have seen the art school on his resume, but he made his debut as Connecticut Blue Blood in 1995, complete with tailcoat suits and videos on etiquette. Despite tons of promotion for the new wrestler, his career didn't quite take off as he'd hoped. He tried to get more attention by coming out with a different sexy valet each week, including a few playmates and Sable. But a lot of other wrestlers thought Triple H was obnoxious and self-centered. Plus, it didn't help his rep when he befriended The Clique, an influential group of wrestlers behind the scenes of the WWF. Then came the infamous Madison Square Garden curtain call, where Levesque and his partner broke character by hugging their rivals after the fight.
It was a spit in the face of tradition, in a way. That's how everybody else took it.
He was the only one in the group punished for this hug, and from there he had to fight C-listers for months. You think the big guy put up a big stink on how they treated him, playing snobs his entire career, but he actually accepted his fate without question.
The curtain call. That was the beginning of the attitude. the real attitude.
It seems being a graceful loser was the boost his career needed, because he earned his colleagues' respect and won his first WWF Championship 5 months later. From there, he'd become a heavyweight champion, co-found the D-Generation X, rebrand to Triple H, and as for the rest of the story, well, you know the story, because this is before they were famous. My name is Michael McCrudden, and we do all sorts of celebrity bios here. We've done a bunch of wrestlers in the past. CM Punk was a popular one. We've done Hulk Hogan both before and after they were famous. Brock Lesnar as well. Be sure to browse around, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video.
Boom! This first woman, Vince, you slept with at WrestleMania 3. You were really drunk?